Most people don't enjoy being controlled. Nobody really likes being told what to do. But some people react much more strongly than others. When someone gives them an order, even a small one, something inside them immediately pushes back. They don't just feel annoyed. They feel uncomfortable, almost threatened. Psychology shows this reaction isn't about being rude, angry, or difficult. It's about how their mind is wired. For some people, being told what to do feels like losing a piece of themselves. These people aren't rebels for attention. They're not trying to cause conflict. They simply value independence more than most. Their brains are built around choice, freedom, and self-direction. When those things are taken away, even slightly, their stress rises. Here are 5 rare psychological traits commonly found in people who truly hate being told what to do. First, they have a very strong sense of autonomy. Autonomy means the need to feel in control of your own decisions. People with this trait don't just like freedom. They need it to feel mentally comfortable. When someone tells them what to do, even in a helpful way, it feels like their freedom is being taken away. Imagine someone saying, "You should really do it this way." For most people, that sounds like normal advice. But for someone with a high need for autonomy, it feels like pressure. It feels like control. Their brain immediately reacts with resistance. They want to choose how, when, and why they do something. Not because they want to argue, but because independence is part of who they are. They don't want to be managed. They want to manage themselves. Even if the advice is good, they still prefer making the decision on their own. When they choose something, they feel confident. When they're told, they feel restricted. Second, they think before they obey. People who hate being told what to do don't automatically follow authority. When someone gives them instructions, their brain doesn't jump to action. It pauses, it evaluates. They ask themselves, does this make sense? Is this actually necessary? Do I agree with this? Psychology calls this independent thinking. These people don't follow rules just because a rule exists. They follow rules that make sense to them. If a rule feels pointless, illogical, or unfair, they resist it, not to cause trouble, but because their mind doesn't accept things without understanding them. For example, if a boss says, "Do it this way because I said so," that explanation won't work for them. They want reasons. They want logic. They want purpose. They're not trying to challenge authority. They're trying to understand it. And if they don't understand it, they won't easily accept it. Third, they are motivated from the inside. Some people work best when they're pushed. Deadlines, pressure, and instructions help them stay focused. But people who hate being told what to do are different. They are driven by internal motivation. They perform best when they choose to act, not when they're forced. When someone orders them to do something, their motivation drops. But when they decide on their own, they can become extremely focused, creative, and productive. Psychology shows that internal motivation leads to deeper commitment and better long-term results. These people don't need someone standing over them. They need freedom to move at their own pace. Think about someone who works on a project late at night, not because they were told to, but because they wanted to. That's internal motivation. Pressure makes them slower. Choice makes them stronger. Fourth, they are very sensitive to power dynamics. People who hate being told what to do quickly notice when someone is trying to control them. Even small commands can feel uncomfortable if they sense ego, dominance, or superiority behind the words. It's not just what is said. It's how it's said. There's a big difference between, "Here's a suggestion if you want to try it," and "Do it this way." To them, respect matters more than authority. They don't mind guidance. They mind being treated like they're inferior. Psychology links this trait to high awareness of social power. These people can feel when someone is trying to feel above them, and their mind naturally pushes back against that. They don't want to be controlled. They want to be respected. Fifth, they value self-respect over approval. People who hate being told what to do are willing to disappoint others. They would rather protect their self-respect than please everyone. They don't live for validation. They live by their own standards. Psychology connects this to a strong internal value system. These people follow their personal rules even when it creates conflict. They don't rebel to look bold. They resist because staying true to themselves feels more important than fitting in. If a situation feels wrong to them, they won't go along with it just to keep the peace. They choose integrity over comfort. Now here's the important part. Hating being told what to do doesn't mean someone is difficult, rude, or disrespectful. In many cases, it means they are independent, self-driven, and mentally strong. They don't need control. They need respect. They don't need commands. They need understanding. When these people feel heard and respected, they can be loyal, focused, and extremely capable. But when they feel controlled, their resistance grows. Their behavior isn't about ego. It's about identity. They want to feel like the author of their own life, not a character in someone else's story. And once you understand that, their reaction makes perfect psychological sense.